Hello and welcome to On the Sunny Side. I'm Sunny Grineveld. I'm an entrepreneur, and here on the Sunny Side, I speak every week to people who are shaping the digital economy. This week, I'm very excited to have Sandra Tobler with me. She is the co-founder and CEO of the cybersecurity company Futurae. Sandra, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sonny. Happy to be here.
So I always start these with Sunny's Fast five quick introductory questions. And the first one I got for you is, are you a morning or a night person?
That shifted quite a bit. I used to be a morning person. Now I'm definitely a night person.
And if I gave you a time machine, where would you go?
Right now, I would be curious to be maybe in 2050, just to see how far we advanced with autonomous driving or longevity topics, gene editing, these sort of things.
If we travel back to the present, what's a question that's top of mind for you right now?
Yeah, what's next on my agenda? Like, have we lost track of things? It's a disaster.
Okay, busy times then. Well, thanks for taking the time for being here. What does success mean to you?
For me personally, it's having the freedom to build an environment where I can thrive together with an amazing team, with customers, with partners, and just build something big.
And now, when we dive a little bit more deeply into what you're doing, you started a few years ago, uh, Futurae, as a cybersecurity company. Why is cybersecurity the field that you have devoted yourself to? What is it that makes it so important for you?
For me personally, I think it's a really interesting time we're in. On the one hand side, we digitize more and more like crucial elements of our daily lives. And on the other side, we really don't have an idea where we're heading and what the implication could be eventually on privacy. And I think this is an extremely intriguing area to navigate in. And especially when we talk about consumer facing security, there is still a lot of legacy out there where you have not the user in mind. And for me, this is a super exciting area to build security for users, customer facing security that needs to work for people with accessibility topics, but also for any type of person that might not be so conveniently navigating through the digital world.
So, what specifically are the services and the software that you offer? What exactly do you do?
So Futurae is building a platform for user-focused authentication, transaction signing, and anomaly detection. So we are sitting really at the forefront of any access you need to customer portals, wallets, digital wallets, mobile banking, any highly regulated interaction that you might have with your bank, with your public government administration portals, with health systems that come more and more also into the digitized area. So all the touch points that you digitally have as a consumer, as a user on a daily basis.
What do you think is the cybersecurity risk that is the most underestimated right now? Like, what is it that people are not seeing yet as a risk, but actually really is as they navigate cyberspace?
I would more say it's a mindset rather than a risk, like a tangible risk, in the sense like there's some industries that are fairly advanced. So if you think of the financial services industry, they have been regulated for many years, so they're used to use products like ours. However, many other industries, if I think of health, if I think of public, they're not there yet. So the mindset of we're not going to be a target, we're not interesting enough, we have already security that it's decent enough, I think this is the most dangerous. You always need to revisit where you are, you constantly need to rethink how can you further improve your infrastructure, and this is the mindset that everyone that is offering services online should have constantly on top of their head, in my view.
I mean, if you're the company that is helping to prevent a lot of cybercrime, I assume you also need to understand how cybercrime today happens and what hackers are really trying to go for as they engage in these activities, in these criminal activities. How does one have to imagine it for someone who is not in your industry, and for someone who maybe is not working within cyber risk on a day-to-day basis? How do we need to imagine cyber crime today? Like how does that happen?
We moved definitely from individual hackers that were maybe even ethically motivated to professional industries. So it's so interesting economically to intercept data, to like sell data online, like any sort of data set has a tremendous value. And if you look at numbers on dark web, for, like for a simple login, you can get around $100. So if you have a database of login credentials, that is a very attractive target. And on the other side, political prosecution is super difficult since we talk cross-border. And so the incentive is very high, and the risk currently to go into a cyber criminal industry is fairly low. So this imbalance is extremely interesting. And we saw that also throughout the pandemic, that where maybe other industries are struggling, this is an attractive industry people go into.
That's interesting. I mean, has it really been what has been the impact of COVID? Has there been a massive increase? Has it been a minor increase? Like what have you seen on the forefront of this?
I saw a lot of massive increase of phishing attacks, of any sort of large scale attacks, since people are 100% online. So people that have not done their banking services online before, have not done any other like online purchases before, also moved to the digital space. The pool to fish in for new targets is a lot bigger. And that, of course, was a very interesting driver also for additional cyber threats and criminals.
When it comes to Futurae, where do you see the company in 5 years? And maybe you could also describe a little bit where it's at right now, in terms of size and sort of focus in terms of markets and sort of where you see it going in the next 3 to 5 years.
So yeah, we're super excited. We have built a product, a platform that is used by over 100 entities across the world right now. So we are heavily focusing on financial services. This is our core market. Again, since those entities understand what we're doing, and for them, it's really important to find a partner that can react extremely quickly to changing cyber threats. So real-time decisioning is one of the core elements where I see the industry is heading. You want to have software products that can adjust very quickly to changing environments, be that through operating systems that change, be that through really effective threats that come up. And I think we're very nicely located in this interface by um, building a platform that can help our customers to react extremely quickly, and it's modular per nature. And I mean, for me, it's super exciting because we are proud of being this type of new kid on the block in the sense of how you build software. It's not in Switzerland specifically, if you look at so many software houses, it's still the old world. And we have to educate a lot. And we do that also together with customers, that the world is heading to a very different way of how you build products and how you also co-create innovation together with industries. And I think, yeah, that's was the exciting journey we're in, and we continue to scale globally in this respect.
I'm very excited to see where it's heading and how big you'll be. I'll have you back for sure at some point on this show if I keep on going that long. But now sort of back. Sorry?
It would be my great pleasure.
Excellent. Now, if I now sort of go back to the tangibles of the present moment, two things I still want to know from you for right now for the people who are watching. Number one, if someone is gotten curious and wants to learn more and educate him or herself about cybersecurity, what are some of the books, podcasts, resources that you feel within your industry might be known, but could also be useful to someone who just takes a deeper interest in the subject?
I mean, since I'm so overwhelmed with events, podcasts, and whatnot, like interactions in the cyberspace, I try privately not to consume so much, and just I try to do. Me personally, I love, for instance, Sam Harris these days. So I love to listen to very different type of content when I spare a bit of time. However, if you start and want to like identify yourself with a hacker and go through the mindset of what someone might think, Ghost in the Wire is a very good book. It's like from Kevin Mitnick, which is one of the, I would say, old school ethical hacker coryphees. And it's a very interesting insight into a mindset of how someone reasons and yeah.
Thank you for that. And last but not least, if you could give one, two, or three pieces of advice, concrete tips for people watching, things they should stop doing or start doing to be safer in cyberspace, what would those be?
Very simple in my space, change your passwords for every different application that you're using. Use strong passwords, the longer the better. Use a password manager. Sorry, this is more than free. And don't do things on the digital space you wouldn't do in real life. So don't behave like a not nice person if you would not do the same type of interaction with others in real life.
All right, Sandra, thank you so much for those. I hope everybody who's listening is heeding that good advice of yours. And thank you just so much for being here and for taking the time in your busy schedule. I really appreciate it.
Sonny, it's a great pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so here on the sunny side, if you've enjoyed this conversation, if you'd like to keep on listening to conversations like these, please do click the subscribe button. We appear every week here on F15 with a new episode, and I hope to see you very soon back on the sunny side.